It's Sunday. Let's prepare for the week. I wrote 6 things down here for you to consider when you want to prepare. The first thing is write down your goals. Write down your goals for the following week. Write down one goal for each area of your week that you are going after. Then the second thing that you need to do is you need to review what you did the last week. Did you outdo the last week or did you fail? Because if you didn't outdo the last week, you should go have a look at what you need to adjust to win the coming week, the following week. The next thing is plan to dominate your path. You need a plan to dominate the path that you're going to choose. The next thing is schedule all your deadlines. So all those goals that you write down, there's deadlines attached to those goals. If you do it properly, obviously, then there's deadlines on those goals, and those deadlines need to be scheduled. Okay. The next thing is mental and emotional default mode. It's like what is your mental and your emotional response going to be to adversity next week? What is your default mode? Are you going to panic? Are you going to stress? Are you going to be anxious? Are you going to be worried? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to be joyful? Are you going to be passionate? You can choose. It's your choice. So which mental and emotional default mode are you picking for the next week? And then last but not least is set up the week on Sunday. So let's get into it. Alright, there's 5 major areas in life. The first area in life is health. The next area in life is money. The next area in life is relationships. The next area is passion. And the next area is personal growth. To do goal setting in each one of these areas, you need to decide what health are you working on. Is it mental health? Is it emotional health? Is it physical health? Or is it spiritual health? Now, you need a goal for each one of those things. In money, activity-based money, this means this is money that you wake up in the morning and you go and you do the actions needed to generate an income to pay for your living. And then you've got asset-based money, which is money that comes in from an investment, that is money that's employed by you, that earns you interest, and you don't actually have to work for the money. You've got both of those areas in your money. Then in relationships, it will be with yourself, your inner circle, or even your spouse first. Your spouse, then it's your inner circle, which is the people that you are around every single day, and then it is your outer circle, which is people that you hang out with from time to time, and then it is people. This is everyone that you see from time to time, that's acquaintances, this is everybody that you meet for the first time. That is what you need to consider in relationships. In passion, what is your passions? You list them over there. And in personal growth, what is your goals in personal growth? What is your goals mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually? Those are the 5 areas, major areas of life, and these are the areas within those areas. Obviously, your detail will change a little bit, but there's a framework to work from. So that is the 5 major areas that you have in your life. take each one of those areas, work out exactly what is the detail within them that works for you, and once you've got that, it's time to set the goals against that framework of the 5 areas. Goal setting. We set smarter goals. If you want to learn more about smarter goals, there's a in the Breakthrough Challenge there's an entire day email with training on how to set smarter goals. But the acronym SMARTER means the following. S is specific. You want to be specific. You don't want to say I want more money. I want X amount, and make it specific. It has to be measurable. So it has to be something that you can measure. If you can't measure the goal, it's not a good goal, because when you are able to measure something, that's when you can improve it too. Attainable. Attainable. Is it actually attainable? Are you saying you want to make 100 million by tomorrow? Well, are you in the position to turn over that, or is it something that's just completely not capable? If it's not attainable, bad goal. Alright, it has to be results driven. It's the R. Results driven, meaning that you set your goal so that it is designed to make the desired results happen. The T is timeline. Timeline is when you put a deadline to the goal and you say, I'm going to do all of these, I'm going to do that by this date, and then you go and you do that. So there always used to be this belief that you got to set SMART goals. Well, we're going to take it plus one step. Yes, that's plus one step. The next one is emotional. You have to make your goals emotional. Each one of those goals that you set, you have to attach them to an emotion so that it means something to you. The moment when we make it emotional, we give it meaning, and we will do so much more to make it happen. And lastly but not leastly, reward yourself. At the end of the next week, reward yourself for the successes that you have. And when you set your goal and you achieve that goal, have a reward that you do with yourself or with someone else. Any reward that you feel fires you up, have a reward to motivate you to do these things. And if you failed and you did not earn the reward, do not give it to yourself. I'll do this week, next week I'll do it, and then have that reward. So once your goal setting is done, then it is time to review the week. And how do you review the week? Well, this is why we measure. When we set goals, the M in SMARTER means measure. And the reason we measure those goals is that we can go from week to week and we can decide where we fell short and where we overshot. And the moment when we can figure that part out, that is when we know what to do to improve, and then the next week will go better than the last week. That is the sole purpose of reviewing your week. Review the week. Well, this is a very simple part. All you have to do is decide what key performance indicators you are going to measure. That's all you have to do. You have to decide which key performance indicators you are going to measure, and then you're going to say, this is the beginning of the week and this is the end of the week. And every single day I am going to make sure that I document my KPIs. I have a look that I've got a target for Monday, that I hit Monday, target for Tuesday that I hit, and I'll go through the whole week. And at the end of the week, I review what I did. I review where the holes in my game is, so that I can make an adjustment from this and go and win the next week. After you reviewed your week, now you know where the holes in your game is. So Next week you want to outdo this week, right? So now you got a plan how you are going to dominate your chosen path. Your path. Notice how I say it is your path. You see, if you can model success, if you can use the clues that success leave to follow a path that is going to help you to get to where you want to go faster, with less trouble, with less stress, that is definitely something you must jump at. But if you come across something that is going to distract you from the path that you have chosen, your path. You see, everyone has got an authentic desired life experience, and there's an authentic, unique path to that life experience. You can copy the success from other people, but you need to learn how to pick your path and how to dominate your path. So if you are over here by X and you want to go to the question mark, you are never ever going to have a straight line, a straight path there. You're going to pick a path and you're going to aim to go straight. But when you get to your first adversity that goes off this path, your ability to get back to this path and dominate the path that you chose, that is what's going to help you to win the day or lose the day towards winning the week. And what people do is they will get off their path and they start to do another path, and they never get to their goal. So dominate your path. Have a plan to dominate whatever path you have chosen to make your authentic life experience work for you. Now, Stephen Covey is famous for saying, schedule your priorities, don't prioritize your schedules. This is super important if you want to make sure that you win the next week. You have to take the deadlines of the goals that you have set, and you have to schedule those deadlines. They are priorities, they come first. So on a Sunday, you schedule your week and you block out times for the priorities, and priorities is things that you can do to make your goals happen and get your reward at the end of the week. Alright, so let's talk about personal development for a second. So personal development is all about your mental and your emotional default mode. Now you hear me talk about this often if you listen to my videos and to my content. Your mental and emotional default mode. So there's the present, there's the past, and there's the future. You, from the past to the present, you had certain habits, and your life experience right here at the present is the sum total of those habits. Now your future is going to look exactly the same. There's going to be habits here that you practice, that you choose to develop, and those habits will give you a life experience in the future. That means that you can control this process. You can control because you've got an input and you've got an output. And your input is where you create those habits that will provide that reality, and the output is the reality will show up by itself as long as you've done the work before that. Now your emotional and your mental default mode comes into play here because over the last how many years you've been developing habits of feeling sorry for yourself or procrastinating or whatever the case may be that got you to where you are right now. And your mental and emotional default mode is the mental and emotional things that you do when adversity hits, because that's where you are here. It's because when adversity hits and all these things go scrambled, your most practiced habit is the one that's going to prevail. And that would be one from the past, which means you stay in this reality, you never get there. What you need to do is you need to have a plan every week, mentally and emotionally. How are you going to respond to all of the chaos and all of the adversity that happens from there to there, so that you can then determine this path and you can determine what your result will be. Last but not least, get a head start. get an absolute head start. If you see the sunset on that back there, look how beautiful that is. Let's see if I can help you guys. Let's see a little bit. Don't know if that worked, but if it did, I hope you enjoyed it. Guys, the last step of today's video is very simple, and that is get a head start. You need to get a head start so that you can start Monday off already in a winning position. And then when you win a Monday, it makes the week so much easier. So get a head start. That's the last thing. I'll wrap it up quickly by going through this notes that I made during this video, the making of this video. And the first one is figure out your 5 areas of your life. The second thing is set goals in each one of those areas. The third thing was review the week so that you can measure that week and then you can outdo the last week. The next one was plan to dominate your path. Yeah, you pick your path and you dominate it. The next one was schedule the actual deadlines that you have. So most people will do all of this but never schedule it. You need to schedule it, otherwise it won't happen. And then the next one was mental and emotional default mode. So what is your default response that you have right now to adversity? You know what that is. You start sabotaging yourself when that happens. So what is that response? Identify it, acknowledge it, accept that you do it, and then this coming week outdo yourself there in that area. Write down your goal and outdo it. And the last thing is get a head start. Getting a head start means look at the mess, look at the state of my studio over here. I'm busy setting up for next week, so I'm now going to go and then take all of these things here and I'm going to prepare it for the next week so that when I wake up tomorrow morning, I've got a head start, I feel good about the day, and I feel that I can attack my week from a dominant position because I've taken the time to prepare. And as one of my mentors say, Chris Foss, you will never ever rise to the occasion. You always fall to your highest level of preparation. I firmly believe that the better your preparation is, the better you cope under stress, and the habit that will prevail under stress is your true character. Guys, on that note, have an awesome Sunday and I'll see you tomorrow.